Hey. So, hey guys, hey everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks Icaro for following. So cool. I see there's 12 viewers there already. Uh, so yeah, let's get into it. Let me share the screen. Right, that's it. Yeah. All right. Hey Roger. Welcome back. I guess it was the Roger I that was with me on one of my first live streams, right? Not sure if it's you, but hey, thanks for watching. So, as for today, we're gonna continue the koins project, which is like this personal finance manager. Uh, so yeah, it's you. It's the personal finance manager written in Elixir, Phoenix, and Phoenix Live View. So just a quick overview of what we did on the past lives. There's 4 commits. Basically, I did the initial commit with everything. Like I just generated the mix project with mix phx .new and the name of the project. Also, here it is actually, right? Yeah. So mix Phoenix new koins and dash dash live to actually configure it with live view already. And this is what I did during the live, right? Because it was adding the bank context with the bank transaction resource, right? Is it? Yeah. And it is a pretty default one. I just kind of showed off what's up with it, right? Let me show the unified way because it makes it a lot better, right? So yeah, um, and one other thing I did to kind of show off was this broadcast function. So every time a new transaction is added, I do like in here create transaction, I do repo insert, and then I broadcast saying, hey, it's a create action, right? So it sends to Phoenix Pub Sub basically to this, it sends to this topic here the action transaction, and the transaction here is the transaction that barely got inserted. And then on the live view code, what I do is basically to show to actually insert, is it from component, the first time you run, like the first time you create a new resource, it also creates some default code like this modal component and these live helpers, but after doing it over and over, it just doesn't replace that. So next pull request should not include that. There's live view, action live show ex. So yeah, it's time for the live, guys, here. It's the index live right here. So here I do handle info, and I forgot to add info true. I just add info. That is a compilation problem that I fixed afterwards. But anyways, which basically gets the transaction that got posted there. And hey, Dado, Eduardo, hey, thanks. Yeah, live view, yeah. So I'm adding more functionality to this resource here, the transaction. It's strange to call you Dado. It looks like for those who are not Brazilian, it looks like a childish nickname or something like that. I don't I don't know. It's just strange. uh, Assign. So then this is basically getting called when the pub sub, so when you send, like, you broadcast the message to the pub sub. So every live view that's up, by the way, call me whatever you want. All right. I'm gonna call you Dado. I consider you my friend. So thanks for watching again, and also thanks Tension Driven. Yeah, that's a nice nickname, by the way. Tension Driven, really. I I really wanted to have this much creativity when creating nicknames for me, because I just put what I do is I put my first name, and if someone took it, I start adding letters of my last name until I get one, you know, because that's what I do. Maybe I should go straight to first and last name, because there's no other Kelvin Stingen in the world, for now at least. Hopefully no one's listening to this and give this name to their children, so I'll not be unique. Anyways, Kelvin Stinging is normally available everywhere. So yeah, the thing I'm going to actually do here is this issue. I created the issue with a list of the stuff I'm going to actually do during the live. Hopefully we get to do everything. The first thing would be to add the money lib to the amount, because on the transactions table, am I here? Yeah. Opening tmux, just, yep, on master. Actually, let me check out a new branch already. I guess transactions balance would be the name, and yeah, we push it already, so it push origin transactions balance. That's the only table on the system, by the way. So yeah, let me show you the table transaction. This is the schema for the transaction. It's pretty simple, as you can see. Should I install rebar? Yes, let's do it. The transactions only have the amount and the desk, which is right now I realize it's not a good name. It should be the description. I don't like description because it's too long. Like, I don't like to type the whole name of stuff, like when it's that long. Not a good name. Yeah, desk looks like descending. Actually, in Maya, I like payee. I like it, but the thing is, I want to have, like, this field is not about the payee, but more about, like, some description you can add. For example, the payee would be Uber, and the description would be like the trip to the airport, you know? That's the thing. So, but yeah, I want to add something like payee. I personally use YNAB, which is pretty cool, and they have like payee and yeah, notes. Why not notes? Yeah, let's do it. Let me mix actu.gen.migration rename desk to notes. Perfect. The name not available yet. Notes seem more likely, yeah. All right, wrong direction. So the thing here, as you can see, the amount is an integer, which is a good practice. You can read more about it on money. There's the money lib. Let me search for the money lib on hex, right? Here. You can see more about it on this money pattern from Martin Fowler's and his. Not sure if he was the guy that invented it, but yeah, I think abbreviations are fine. Typing long string reduces happiness and also makes it harder to keep lines short, especially if they common abbreviations. Yeah. Sure. But desk is not a common abbreviation. I mean, desk is a common abbreviation, but not for description. It's more common for descending. That's why that's a bad name, in my opinion, right? Because even Ecto, on Ecto, you have the desk option in some places, like here you can order by, ask for ascending, desk for descending, which should be read then as and des, right? Anyway. So yeah, this is the money pattern that they say. So to represent money values, basically the idea is that you represent money values with a integer, because normally, except if you're like stock trading or something like that, or converting different currencies, you're gonna have in cents, right? So, and working with floating points data is not really good, like when you have to do multiplications, or I guess the main problems with floating points are divisions, right? Sometimes the precision, like if you have a dime and every time that there's like this saying here, if I had a dime for every time I seen someone use float to store currency, I'll have this much cents, like this much money, which is impossible, because if you get dime from dime, it should be 1,000, right? And not this, but yeah. Yeah, this happens. I mean, I'm not going to say never. I probably got some of that problem like in the beginning of my career. We were using Delphi, and I remember having problems with floats and calculations. But then we started migration to double. Not sure if it was a good idea back then, but anyways, after that I realized, hey, we could just save it as integers and make calculation on top of those integers, right? So yeah. So yeah, the first thing would be to add this moneylib to the amount. Actually, the first thing was to rename the desk field. Rename desk to node outer table. What's the name of the table? Transactions. Let me see. Oops. How do I open on another? Is it O? Never remember. Anyway. Transactions. Yeah. Do. One thing though I have to check is EX mix actual dot migration outer. Let's see the documentation. Outer modify title next. Title. Title is a nice pronunciation for it. Maybe the name of the function then is modify, right? What I want. So modify is the type of a column, not the name of a column. Maybe it's rename. There is the rename. So that's all right. All right. What I want is this, basically. I don't actually have to alter table. So what I'm going to do is to rename transactions title, not title, desk. Hey, oh, you're gonna jump off or tune in again? Yeah, sure. Come back whenever you want. Like I'm gonna be here for at least more 2 hours, I guess. And if I finish early, I'm just going to spend some time searching the web, doing random stuff with you. So the name suggested was Notes, right? So yeah, that's pretty cool. That's a really good name. Thanks for the suggestion. Was it, who was Emayax? What's your name? Emayax. I'm going to call you Emayax. Oh, I hate that. It actually, you can't actually close it without showing it all. All right. By the way, what's the IDE I'm using? I'm using, oh, Eduardo. Another Eduardo. Yeah, nice. Thanks for watching, Eduardo. And thanks for the notes suggestion. Speed Dragon. What's the IDE? My IDE is Vim. I use Vim with Tmux. So if you want my dot files, not sure if I did create. Yeah, these are my dot files. You can follow that link, and you have the configuration for my environment there. I'm not sure if you just try to install it with by the README is going to work perfectly, because there are some plugins that I install sideways, like fuzzy FZF, which is this thing. I guess you have to install it with brew install or something like that. And I didn't update my README for a long time there. But anyways, yeah, it's renamed Mix Ecto Migrate. Success. Oh, almost forgot. Desk. Let's search for desk everywhere. That's the problem. Yeah. Notes. I think I can do replace desk for notes everywhere on the file. Then I save and go to next file. And oops. And I save and go to next file. And I repeat the command until it ends. Oops. I should not have done for this file. Right. Let me just go through. What? Why do I have a Swift thingy inside my... Oh, I did have an old project, koins. Yeah, Xcode project. Did I commit that? Oh, that's bad. I did. All right, I'm going to remove these folders and then that's it. Yeah, the Xcode proj, koins, koins test, and koins UI. Well, let me first finish the rename there. Each assets package JSON koins app delegate, right? All the others, I guess we should rename. Let me run the tests. Oops. I really have to cut my beard. It's really kind of disgusting to... Oops, wrong place. Kind of disgusting when I drink and it sticks to my mustache. Long beard problems. All right, I do have to mix and test mix acto dot migrate, is it? Column nodes does not exist. Why not? This should of course, right? Because I did replace everywhere, and I shouldn't for this file. Rename desk to notes. Define function notes right. All right. Let me change notes right to describe. Describe, actually. All right. Yeah, it all passed, which means the other replaces are fine. So let's commit that. Renaming desk field to notes. Transactions desk field to notes. My keyboard is in bad position here. It's a bad thing. I actually do not do my lives on the place that I normally work, because the background is not a good place there. Like I'm against the window, and so I have to move it to my garden. Basically, I guess that you can call this a garden, like a backyard. Maybe I could rename the YouTube channel for like the backyard programmer. There's a guy I follow on YouTube, backyard scientist. It's pretty cool channel. Like this guy, the backyard scientist. It's pretty cool. He does very dangerous stuff in his backyard. Totally recommend. All right. Let's do the first thing, because we got caught on a side quest. Side quests are always add money lib. All right, so money lib is this one the money lib that I'm mentioning there. What basically it says, the idea is that you use integers for your fields, but the type on your schemas, you set this custom type that they add to Ecto, so you can actually insert by money, or actually send, like you can convert, you can cast. Actually, if you send an integer, it's going to cast the integer as if it was cents, if I'm not mistaken. But if you send the amount in cents and as a float, it's going to convert that float to the integer. So it's pretty cool. And I guess, what's the last version? When they don't add the how to install it in here. Thanks. All right, here. So what I need to do is add it to my mix exs deps. Oops. G. All right. Next one will be to configure it. Like they really should have. Let me contribute to this. Or like installation should always come before usage. That way you can like go on. Right. Moving installation instructions before usage. So creating pull requests. That's it. Just created one of the quickest pull requests ever done. Oop, continuing. So the usage and here's how you do it. Basically, you config on the config, right? So the default currency is going to be dollars, not Brazilian reais. Sorry, for the Brazilians. I like dollars. They have more value. Then I'm going to just change the type. Transaction. The world likes dollars, yeah. I mean, there are currencies that have more value, but like everyone uses dollar as the main currency, right? So for example, I work for a European company, but on the chart they charge. Yeah, no, we're not creating a crypto. Sorry, Kushner. Sorry. But my company charges the users in dollars, if I'm not mistaken. So, and they have to actually convert to euros, so they lose money for every. So yeah, it's kind of really crazy to export your services, but anyways, you have to account for that when you're planning your pricing, right? So yeah, this field is going now to be a money field, and if I query the database, let me check IX mix. All right, I have downloaded dependencies. So if I alias this guy here, coins, bank, transaction, for example, if I do like this, a new transaction struct. All right, it's new by default. that's of course, but what I wanted to show is basically a transaction dot change set. I want to send, for example, the amount as 1.0, and it should. So, what command is this one? Dispatch. So dispatch is this plugin here. This plugin from tpope, Vim dispatch. This is the plugin, and basically it dispatches the command that you send, and it starts a new tmux pane in the bottom here, executing that command. So for example, from inside Vim, I can dispatch mix test, and it's going to execute the tests, and it's going to fail because I put an equals after the test, for example. And then if the command exits with non-zero status, it sends the output to the quick fix. It actually always sends the output to the quick fix, right? But the quick fix list from Vim. And this quick fix list, you can parse it to actually try to find locations. So for example, if I do a mix test, let's actually show you of that. It's pretty cool. Test, we just assert false here, right? If I select this line and do a Vim dispatch for just this line, for example, it's going to execute for that line only. So in here, you can see that it parsed and found like this line and position error. So you can hit enter and it's going to go straight to the places. So it's pretty cool. So, Roger, what do you think about cryptocurrency? Buy more Ethereum? Don't know. I don't know. They're pretty high right now, right? I don't even know where to check for Ethereum price. I normally use investing.com to check for Coinbase, yeah. Is this the actual price now? 13,000 reais? Not sure. Binance, I do have an account on there. Under platform, yeah, 2000. Yeah, it feels like that's it. That's very interesting. You see here what happened? Not sure if this is the bottom, because if it crossed this median line here, I guess it's a moving median, right? So if it crosses there, maybe now it's time, but I'm not going to say, hey, buy it, because I'm not really good at that. Like the last time I bought cryptocurrencies, I bought like I bought it on the first boom that happened, like in 2008, I guess it was, right? Not sure when it was. Where's the date there? 2020, right? No, it doesn't go that far. Binance was not available probably there. But anyway, I got it on the first boom, and then it just went down to the bottom. But yeah, I'm not going to keep talking about that, because I really am not really good with that. My wife, though, she's a day trader, so maybe she could tell if that's the time to buy more. I know that we bought those ones when it was very high and it got down, but we kept them. But then they got back up. I guess they value now 3 times the price we bought them, so that was good. The sad is that it was not a big amount of money. It was just we were toying around like that. It's pretty cool to toy around, like, and lose money. So yeah, as you can see, amount is invalid. Because why is it invalid? Yeah, it looks like it's complaining. Yeah, It should be the integer. What about if I send 1.0? Yeah, it should not, it doesn't actually accept floats. It accepts strings and integers. And if you send an integer, it's going to infer that it's actually the amount of cents. And if you send a string, it's going to parse it as it was a float and send like times 100. What about if I do this? Yeah, and it cuts the subcents. Yeah. Don't use, please Kuruma, don't use float. Oh, actually Kuruma just said it should be integer, yeah. Float, yeah, maybe because bad division, yep. Yeah, that's the reason to use that money lib here that I put. So the thing now is that I have to change the transactions live form HTML, because here I have a number input. I just have to set the step to 0.01, I guess. Not sure if this is gonna work as a float or if I'm gonna have to have a string here, but hey, start mix Phoenix server. Oops, not gonna work. Mix Phoenix server. All right, here it is. Let's go to the transactions page. Here's the page. So yeah, as you can see, the printing of that money value is already handled. If I stash my changes, I can actually stash them, right? Stash. If I stash my changes, I'm going to have to restart. But it was an integer because I was saving as integer because I was already planning to do this. So let's pop it and restart the server. It should refresh automatically. Yeah. So, all right. My experience is the best store is the lowest common denominators in this store. For example, USD cents. Yeah, that's the idea. I was telling them I'm going to use this money lib here, and there's this, not article, but like this page about the how to handle money in a good way from Martin Fowler's blog. So, and to actually use calculations, you have to use these functions here. It's a shame because it would be really nice to be able to actually use the default operators, right? To so override them, for example, subscribe them and change their behavior, but that's not possible on Elixir for now. And I think for a long time it's going to be pretty much the same. All right, what did I do? Right. I want to edit this, so not loading, but the step is working. Why is it not loading the value? Interesting. Let's debug that. Amount, that's the we'll be able to divide float when quantum computers come. Yeah, but then we will have to rewrite everything, probably. Is it on the change set? Good question. What's the... Let me close it. This. I still am quite confused about like where the stuff live in live view because I'm kind of new to it. The change set should be inside of here. Like when I apply action edit, it gets the transaction. No, it just applies a transaction. So the show HTML. I don't think it's this one. It's the index one, right? Index HTML. I renamed nodes and it changed. So it applies the row to edit. No assign to the socket. Yeah, you work with live view, right, Dado? Do you work with it in a daily basis? Because I do work on a API, the REST API, so not used to live view that much. I kind of lost the touch on the full stack side of programming, but yeah, that's the idea here, to get back on track with that too, right? So it sends the form component, the action, and the transaction. From. It actually doesn't seem like it has any change set. Where does this change set come from? Because I'm clicking here on edit. Maybe it actually goes to the show. Yeah, maybe it does. It doesn't. Yeah, it should somewhere, but it's not. So not sure where does that come from. So return to action title live modal. Man, I think that the transaction. So right, on click edit, it sends a live patch to the edit route on the index path. So it's still the index live view, right? So, and it's going to then handle params, because this is the param that's got shown, edit the transaction. And on the params is going to apply the action, and here's probably the place that it actually loads that, and there's no change set here. Yeah. Yeah, Roger, I guess you watched my first live stream. I wanted to write a blog on live view, but then I realized it doesn't actually make sense. My blog, I'm going to write it with what to mean, which is a branch. Yeah. Oops. So yeah, let me click that. Did I save the file? Yes, I saved the file. Let's click edit, and it doesn't even print. Yeah, now it prints the stuff. Probably The action is not getting here as edit. What happened? Not hitting the handler. Yeah, it probably is a bad pattern. Let me actually inspect this. Edit. So, oops. Well, I'm hating this command tab with the full screen views. So this is right. I think the problem is on params. io.inspect, because here is pattern matching for ID. Really not sure what's happening. io.inspect, and now it works suddenly. Probably something crazy about my... So right, the assigns flash, page title, transaction, which is the only one. Transaction. Oh, never mind. I just remember one thing. The change set's not here. It's on the form component for the transaction live, because as you can see here, it is a live modal and it sends like this form component model, and the form component, it works a little bit like React components, so you can put small components inside your view. So that's what's being done here, like the form, the modal, this live modal function, which is declared. Is it possible to go from here? No. Live modal. Yeah, here. So helpers, I guess. Yeah. This is the live modal. It gets the socket, the component, and the opts. It fetches return to opt to actually where it should return to, and it prints a live component, which is the modal component, and inside the modal component it prints another live component, which is the component that you sent as a parameter. So that's where the change set is set on the assign, right? So yeah, let's inspect that assign. Is it for update? Why is it like, all right, yeah, the command, it's not the io.inspect. Let's inspect the change set there. Here's the change set. The transaction is empty. Really? Should not be empty. All right. So yeah, the transaction, the amount is the money. Possibly not hitting the handler, bad pattern. Nice. I think Rails partials. Yeah, pretty much like Rails partials. Structs false. Ah, right. Yeah, the IO low. Can you state the problem? Not yet. So yeah, the thing is, I'm thinking maybe the problem is when converting this to actually put on the number input. So what I'm going to test here, form component for here. Let's do it as a text input, and that should work, right? So see? Oh, I see what's the problem. Yeah, the problem is when converting it to string, it adds the dollar sign. Yeah, and the number input's not going to accept the dollar sign. Hey, J. Freitas, welcome back. So I guess I'm going to remove the dollar sign. I mean, I don't mind it that much. Yeah, there is a config. I'm just thinking here, should I totally remove it or should I try to, like, because I don't want to I would like to see the dollar sign in here. That's the point, right? But the thing is, I don't mind that much about it, so I'm going to change the configuration here. Let me just actually see where that's configured. Let me see. Configuration, installation configuration. Separator delimiter symbol false. That should be it. I have to restart. That's it. And now when I edit, I know what it is. The 1000 separator. Because the number input doesn't accept 1000 separator. But I don't like that, because I like the 1000 separator. Well, let me close Discord. Not sure why Discord is there. It looks like I have a hidden Safari here in this desktop somewhere. Let me just, not sure. Anyways, I'm going to remove the 1000 separator for now and focus on the other problems. So separator delimiter is going to be nothing. Not sure if that's even possible, but I think it is. Money parse, yeah, that is. I'm quite sure I could actually do something here on the form to actually set the value like this value, money, I guess it's money. It's not money parse, it's inverse. I have the money, I want to convert it to string, so to string. So there should be some options here. The opts, so I can remove the separator, the symbol, just for this number input here, you know. but I'm not sure if what I like the most, you know. So I can do money dot to string change set dot, so I have to get field. I don't like this that much. I do dot change set dot get field. And on money to string, I set the limiter to empty and symbol to false. So here I can remove this. It's going to work, I'm sure. And then it doesn't, as always. Yeah, I need to get the field with the name of the field, not get the field with nothing, right? Get field amount. Did I put it on the wrong place? I think problem here, value. Is it value? I always forget the actual, I guess for number input is not value, it's another property. You have to change, that's it, and then you can update the change set. But I have a change that set parses a string to int. Just out of curiosity, why aren't you using OTP24? Because I didn't have time to install it yet, and I don't want to do it right now. But yeah, I like OTP24 and the features that came with it, like the JIT mostly. But so yeah, the input actually has, the value is set. It's not the delimiter, it's the separator. Right? What I do now, what happened? I'm gonna compile, config changed. Let me close the config file just in case. No, I didn't forget anything there. I guess I just opened I just went through that tab on Vim and saved. I guess that's what happened. So it touched the file and it detected it was changed, and then this compilation warning is sent. So why use number input? That's a good question. I like it. I mean, I feel it's more, how can I say, semantically correct to use a number input for a number instead of using a text input, right? Like, and most browsers actually don't allow to do this, but Safari is not most browsers. But anyways, there's even this, you can go cent by cent here, see? It's really cool. But yeah, you're right, that there's no real huge point on using the number field. I should go for just using a text input here, like the normal people. But I still want to do then the symbol files, but the good news is then I can use the 1000 separators. Not sure if I save it doesn't break anything though. Does it? Looks like it doesn't. If I send an integer, I have... Yeah, that's a problem actually. Hi Adolfo, welcome back. How's it going? How's the recordings for the podcast? I listen to them the day you put them on Apple Podcasts. I listen to them, but hey, can you put them on Apple Podcasts quicker? Like I think it's the last one that you put, right? Yeah, I'm great here, great. So we're just on the first step of the actual change I'm doing today, but yeah, anyways. So yeah, the thing I mentioned before, we have your code. Oh, right, yeah. Yeah, I listened to both of them, I guess. So the thing here, if you set because, it's Anchor who puts it on Apple. Oh, I see. So maybe it's like the review process from Apple, so it's not your fault. Most of the time it's Apple's fault, right? Oh, really? That's cool. That's cool. Yeah, it's good to have like a buffer ahead of time, right? Uh, I do want actually in the future to. I have this idea of starting a podcast. Not sure if in English or in Portuguese, but calling like elixir shorts or elixir shots or doses. I don't know. Like really quick, talking really quickly about some topic that came to my mind. Just because sometimes I like podcasts a lot. Like I follow so many podcasts, and there's one of the podcasts I follow is the YNAB podcast, and I like that it's just the YNAB CEO, and he just uh, turns on the mic and talks for about 10 minutes about something personal finance related. I feel like it could be cool for programming too. I don't know, but it's him alone. No guests and no. It's totally another format, but it might be cool. Let's see, maybe someday. For now, I'm gonna focus on the live streams. So, I don't. I was explaining back to here. If I type a number without the dot zero, it's going to consider. Oh, actually, no, it was right. No, like forget about it. I was just yeah, a monologue podcast can be great. Yeah. I'm not sure about programming monologues though. Not sure, but I'm a person that talks really. I talk too much, so I think I'll not be a great podcast host for interviewing podcasts. I tend to just interrupt the guest and talk on top of him, or I like you doing this format. You mean the live stream? You mean the live stream or what? The idea of the podcast I have. All right, live stream. Yeah. The live stream is more interactive too. Like you can chat with me there, so I like it too. I mean, I like to hear feedback while I'm talking. It's just that I tend to talk too much. Like it's a problem I have. I know, But yeah, I added the money lib and I rendered the money as float. And now let's go to the actual thing that this issue is about, which is actually adding the balance to the top of the transactions page, right? But let's commit that first. Yeah, I'm new to Elixir. I learn a lot of things here. Yeah, cool. That's good. That's really good. Hopefully you keep learning with me here, because I'm learning things here too, right? It doesn't for live view, for example, doesn't come natural to me, because I was a full stack developer. Render money as string. No, yeah, the thing is that it was rendering as it was a string, of course, because it's rendering in the page, but the float, it was an integer saved on DB before, so it was rendering as it was an integer, but then now I'm rendering the money as float, so maybe not money, the amount, so it's rendered as money. Yeah, that's the point of it. Checkbox. Okay, and sorry for the belly noises. Coffee every time, right? Yeah. I mean, as .00, it's decimal. Yeah, decimal. Guess that's it. Using the money lib for the amount, pushing the commit, and all right, next up is going to be adding the balance to the top of the transactions page with the sum of the amounts of every transaction, right? So the thing is, I'm going to add maybe in the title here just for fun. It's the UI, I'm not going to focus on the UI that much. I'm going to put by the side here, and for that, what I'm going to do is to calculate that amount on the live view server side, of course, and not the form component, the index live view, yeah. And so I'm going to add socket, assign transactions, assign balance, which is going to be the balance. What's the least transactions here? Not sure why I do this, but if they do, I'm going to do it too. Let me just move the public one before the private ones. Let's delegate it to balance, to the context, bank context. Let's put it by here. Balance, do repo one. I say repo one because I'm going to basically do a transaction from transaction t in transaction, select count t dot amount, not count, sum t dot amount. And well, I really do prefer this way of writing. Transaction select t sum t dot amount, because I love pipes. And repo dot one, and then I'm going to convert this to money, because the field on db is an integer. It's going to sum all the integers there, and I'm going to convert this to money. So yeah, I'm doing the sum on the db level. So only means 0 decimal. This is a good case for a live view helper. Yeah. What you mean, the live view helper? Which one? The select here or the other? Oh, you mean, I think you mean like doing the calculation on the server side by going through the whole list and, oh yeah, the view logic. But yeah, the view logic is going to be, as you saw, I am delegating the calculation to the DB. Not sure if that's the best way though. I don't know. Async. I just got a typo. Yeah, it's okay. I mean, I normally do this. Let's just document it. Returns the balance by summing all the transactions. Examples. It's going to return a money amount 0. You try to use it like decorators? Yeah. You mean from Rails? Like the decorators that Rails do? The Rails guys do? Yeah. Yeah, I remember that. It's been like, I'm working with Elixir 4 years right now, so I don't remember really well how I used to do stuff on Rails. Not sure if that's normal though, but anyway, I don't. But yeah, I remember like a little bit about hydrating the view. Yeah, yes. For example, logic that data store does not care. Yep. Yeah, it makes sense. My intention here, I just the initial calculating the initial value there is the idea. The idea here. Money new. It's not money new, isn't it? Money parse, I guess, right? Bank balance. I think that's the way. Otherwise, it's going to return a return tuple. But yeah, the creators are I remember the pattern a little bit. Like basically for not putting view logic, printing logic inside your models and stuff. Terminated. Oh my. Yeah, money parse has 3 arguments. What are they? Money dot parse h. A currency? Not actually, no. Oh, actually, I think money parse bang also, it should work. What? Actually, it's actually sending 3 arguments, not 1. No, I mean, all right. This is the place parse value. Currency is new and ops is what? Is it a bug on money? Crazy. Really crazy. No function clause matching. So it actually means maybe the problem is that the value here should be, yeah, what's coming out of a pipe. True. It's not money parse, should be money new. Because it is an integer, so it should be money new, right? I was thinking it was going to come as a, yep. Yeah, I was going to add the IO inspect here, but I'm almost sure that's the fix. But it's not, so I'm going to put the IO inspect. What? Oh, it's already really? Why? Why is that? Interesting. So I did select, oh, because, yeah, because the T amount here is already the money ectotype, yeah. But I didn't know that. I thought that actually applying a sum on top of the field would actually make it ignore the custom ectotype and to return just the actual value of the sum. But yeah, the sum actually, even with the sum, it did apply the... Interesting. Let's see how that works for money. Like, do the money lib need to write something special there on the ectotype? Is it the amount type that I'm using? Yeah, the amount type. And so if ectotype is loaded, module type is integer, embed s just dumps. Not sure what that means, but so cast uses money parse with the default arguments. But if it's an integer that gets sent, all right, if it's a binary, if it's an integer, it returns okay new. Before, yeah, not sure if it has a behavior for that too. Anyways, cast amount and currency, same as the full currency, just goes on. And so yeah, I guess there's nothing. I mean, the thing should be this probably. This is probably this is probably not. This is the function that gets called. That gets called when something, a value is loaded from the DB. This is the function that is called by ecto to convert it to this special type, right? So, and it's expected to always be integer, of course, because you always dump it as an integer. And even if it's some money, it dumps the m amount, which is the integer. If it's a plain integer, it's going to dump the integer, and anything else, it's not accepted. So yeah, so probably this is called even for sums and counts, maybe not counts, but yeah, maybe so just for sums. Yeah, interesting. Didn't know that. Today I learned. Oops. All right, I have to show the balance. So index HTML, let's show the balance in here. Add balance. And that's it. That's the balance. So if I go and delete here, it doesn't get updated, right? That's the next step. But let me test with just one, refresh, and the balance is right. So if I insert a new one, no function clause matching money to string. Oh, because it's empty. It's empty. So yeah, I'm going to add a, what's the, I guess it was form component, right? I'm going to add a money value, a change set amount. So here, I'm going to move this to a live helper, or even I'm going to move it to the form component. Actually, live helper, because it's quite a common thing, right? To actually have to print a money, def money value. So the change set and the field. The field So first things first, if the value is new, do new. Money value. Otherwise, field value. Just prints as a string. Falou, Eduardo. Valeu aí. Abraço. No. So yeah, now it should work. Notes, blah, blah, blah. 1, 2. So yeah, interesting. 2. So it was 26 there. It got refreshed. Why did it get rebuilt? Oh, it got rebuilt because, why did it get rebuilt? Because I'm just assigning that on the mount. Should the mount be called? Right, the thing is, this is the only place I'm reassigning the balance. So that means this function's getting called when I do save there. I didn't know that. Interesting. So a good pattern is to check if your change set to see if the valid in pattern match, and do a default pattern match function. Wait, what? Yeah, that was my initial impression too. Like, why is mount being called? Like, the thing is, I think on the form component, when hitting save, it's going to save transaction. And this push redirect is the thing. Yeah, the push redirect. Yeah, the thing is, I didn't touch this. It's the one generated by the Phoenix Live View generators, just to mention. But yeah, it redirects, so that's why it's getting called again. Yep. Not sure if that's the... I mean, I think they do that because by default, when you generate a view on live view for default CRUD, it's not handling broadcasting and that stuff. So that's why it works like this. So it actually always do redirects here and there. First for the HTML and the second for the socket, yeah. But yeah, I guess in that case it just calls it once. No, the push redirects then. Not sure if it calls it twice. Because the idea of push, it's called push redirect is because it's just a push state, right? But yeah, anyway, it's getting refreshed there because of that. But when I click delete here and do this, it's not calling mount, so that's why it's not refreshing. Oops. There should be another. Yeah, my idea here, so yeah, I added a balance. Let's commit this. I know it's not perfect, but right. What did I touch here? All right, it was yeah, removing a line because I ran the formatter. Adding balance to the top of the transactions page. Doesn't mean. Normal use case, call context save, edits, etc. Context broadcast on pub sub live view, handle send message. Yeah, that's a normal use case, but that's not the default use case when generating it using the... That's what I meant. Not sure if you understand. Like if you... The thing is, I just did mix, Phoenix, gen, live, blah, you know, and that's what that's what got generated. I did the broadcast thing on the past live stream while doing this, but just to show up the how easily you can add real-time integration between the two live views, right? So that's why I added the broadcast there. So on the bank here, there is the broadcast function that broadcasts is. And on the index live view, index, and in here I do handle info that I add the transaction there, blah 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 blah. But actually, even my idea now is to use this broadcast function, like the handle info here for updates and deletes too, to actually, because I'm not going to just update the transaction list, I'm going also to update the balance there, you know, That's the thing. That's the next thing. So I add the balance to the top. Now I'm going to broadcast transaction operations and update the list and the balance with it. So I heard about this. The first thing would be this, because I heard about these temporary assigns. The idea is the assigns on the socket, they stay there forever unless you mark it as a temporary assign. And I actually don't need the whole list. It looks like I don't need the whole list, at least, right? When, I mean, how does the delete work? All right, so it gets the transaction, it deletes, and it gets the whole list of transactions again. So I remember basically why I know that, because I watched this video from Chris McCord, Twitter clone, in Portuguese, the title. So in this video about here, let me just make him talk to you too. Is it? I think it's too. No, it's okay.
Posts. So let's hop into that function and rewrite it. So we can see that by default, Phoenix is just saying return the.
So all right, here he is handling the post created. Yeah, great video, but the code is not complete.
Going to update. So we'll do the same thing. We'll say, okay.
All right, yeah, he doesn't do the delete, right? That's what you mean it's not complete. But yeah, I just want to get the temporary assign part of a video.
So if we save that and go back to the browser, let's go ahead and edit hello from the right and see what happens on the left-hand side. So we'll make it say hello from the right.
So the list posts.
A phx update equals prepend. So then when we patch the DOM on any update, instead of replacing all the children, we'll...
I see, he shows something that you can't read. Elixir forum. What did they talk about? Twitter clone. No, not this one. Yeah, I got cut. The link got cut. Morphic Pro. All right, maybe this one, right? Just watch the video. Oh, no, that's not that one. Handle info. Is it this one? Yeah. Anyway, anyways, I'm going to focus on the part, right? He's pretending.
Which allows us to say, okay, some of these assigns are going to be temporary. I don't need to hold on to them or track them after I'm done rendering. So we can just say, okay, the post assign, anytime it's dealt with, is going to be tracked, and then we throw it away and reset it to an empty list after we render. And then the other side of this is to go back to our index template for this live view and annotate the DOM container to say phx update equals prepend. So then when we patch the DOM on any update, instead of replacing all the children, we'll only prepend new children. And this allows us to efficiently handle the collection on the server, over the wire, and on the client. So if we save that and go back to the browser, let's go ahead and edit hello from the right and see what happens on the left-hand side. So we'll make it say hello from the right, updated. And still...
Let's see. Yeah. Yeah, I didn't write the update part on my... Yeah, this is the most powerful feature of live view, in my opinion. Like you can do very collaborative stuff without having to actually duplicate a lot of logic in the front end and the back end. Like, really, that's amazing. But where probs mostly happen. Not sure if I understand what you mean with the last message, Morphic Pro. Oh, problems. Yeah. Yeah. True. I mean, it's something difficult to actually do, right? So it's easier to actually always re-render everything, of course. So like actually reassigning transactions to the whole list, that's the easiest way to handle it. Yeah, it's costly, but that's what was going to be done for normal dead views, right? So like for delete, for example, that's what's getting done here. And I mean, at least you don't go through the trouble of building a HTTP request or anything. So what else? What he did was something like this, right? So temporary assigns just the transactions, empty list, and then on index HTML he did put on the table here phx update, prepend. Is it phx update?
Update equals prepend.
Yeah. And yeah, that's the trade. That's gonna always be something, right? Nothing comes for free. So yeah, I know. Yeah, basically, if I didn't do this, by the way, let's actually do it. Oh. So what I'm going to do here is to open another tab, and here are the two tabs. I'm going to just insert a new one. So what is going to happen is that the other tab is everything's getting removed. All right, yeah, telling everyone. Cool. Yeah, thanks. No problem on commenting stuff there. But yeah, what you're doing there is just what you're doing here with this Phoenix update prepend here is telling, hey, when you're updating this DOM here, instead of replacing the whole content, you're gonna prepend the new content in here. So that way I don't need to save all the transactions to leave them in memory on the live view, and I can just add the transactions this way, like in here even. I just set the one transaction that got created, right? The only transaction that got created is going to, let's refresh in here too, and now it's gonna, so ASDF and ASDF. So the problem here now is that it's not ordered. I'm going to order that list. So the new ones get to the first position. Oops. Let me close this amount of tabs. Bank. What I'm going to do on the bank is transaction. Oops. Order by desk. Created that, inserted that, I guess it's the name, right? Inserted that. So that way we ordered it descending by the insertion date. So the higher the insertion date, it's going to get before that, right? So that's the way to invert the list. And then to when I insert a new one, query is going to get prepended here and here, right? So yeah, order first. Yeah, there's also append, yeah, but I want the newer first here, because I want to check the newers, right? When inserting something, I want it to be newer first. Regards increase my card Twitter tutorial on Elixir Forum. Thanks, Adolfo. BBTE. So around 12 minutes is implementing the update part, temporary signs and things prepared. I got my mind blown, but I'm having this error. Found a duplicate ID for component and quadruple check the code. The DOM still gets updated, but I would like to have things correct in this. If this is supposed to happen. Not sure about that error, but maybe you can check the code is the same. The difference is in the live view version. One more thing, this happens when I have two browsers. There's addition adjusted this line. Live modal. Interesting. Hope this help with situation. What did you just see? The same error. I'm running through this tutorial now. I kept getting function clause, no function clause versus matching. This is probably something. ID modal into the ID. I pass into the ops. Oh, not sure. Found duplicate ID for component, post component, when re-rendering template. And quadruple check code. So I changed the ID modal into the ID. And passed it into the obscure list. Where's this line? ID modal, we change ID to ID. All right, the ID passed on the ops. I see. Interesting, because why is this failing? Anyway, yeah. I mean, let me have the problem first, right? It's probably going to happen. I'm not telling it's not, but yeah. Let's also update the value here. And that would be as easy as doing an index here. What happens is that when I get the create one transaction, all right, I do also set the assign for the balance. Oops. And the assign for the balance is going to be the transaction dot balance. It's going to be the money dot add at balance, no, because it's socket dot assigns dot balance. I'm just going to add the balance to the actual thingy, right? Inspect the token, forgot to terminate something, yeah. All right, for 1948, I'm going to create a new one to 0. Save. Oops. I should put a minus in the beginning. Now it should go to 0. Save. Yeah. And ta-da! It is working, yeah. Both are updated. This one is the one that I didn't do the change. So same in the DOM, the ID. Sure. Oh, you mean yeah. I think I know what you mean. Yeah, if there's duplicated IDs in the DOM, it's going to complain because probably live view uses the IDs to. So yeah. Okay, continuing. Like you're mentioning about the Elixir phone thing, right? Yeah, or no idea at all. True. Not sure if that one would require an ID. So yeah, the create thing is done, and the temporary assign thing is also done. So what I need now is to handle the updates and the. Actually, let me reopen that and check the chirp. Right, the chirp blip chirp web. This is the repo for what was built on Chris McCord example. So easier to check instead of actually listening. You have to go straight to the source code. So on the live view, I guess it was post live, right? Yeah, index. So on post update, oh, it updates. He updates. I didn't know this actually. Oh, but actually they did that. The issue you're calling out on chirp is with the update. Review Phoenix live view uploads. Deep dives in forum. Oops. first place. Oh, I see. Yeah. So there looks to be one critical issue in the design part and used to set the URLs using the put image URLs from edit action. Oh, all right. That's actually on uploads thing, right? It's another video, I guess, because this one is the one that I watched. The one that I watched was the initial video, the video that they thrown out when they announced live view. Yeah, this one it has to do with the uploads feature. I'm going to add that in the future probably, but like use upload for something, maybe to upload the image of your receipt. I don't know. Oh, related to actual. Yeah, understand. Yeah, I think I'm going to use this update actually. Yeah, I'm going to use it. Let's go back to code here, because then I don't need to actually, all right, transactions. Update and update balance function balance. When you add balance transaction balance. Oops. And ignore me, I'm chatting too much. No problem. I like people that chat a lot because I feel less alone in here, so that's good. Not sure how many people are there. 9 viewers. So yeah, it's a good amount for my live streams. Not normally that many people. Yeah, thanks for watching, by the way, everyone. Continuing on it. I also want to rename this. Like, how do they call it? Because the thing is, it's not good to have many topics. I don't think it's good to have that many topics, because then I'll have to maintain a lot of pub subscriptions to different stuff. I don't know if that's I mean, let's leave it like that for now. Yeah, thank you. Really. So yeah, post updated, the updated thing to, I'm just renaming it to created. And so updated. I'm not sure then here, because when updating a value, it should be done like this, because then I'm going to just add it. So I should actually just replace the other one, multiplex, so it's fast. Not sure what you mean. All right. All right, you mean the Phoenix pub sub. Yeah, I know it should be pretty fast, so yeah. Broadcast created. Yeah, and def update. I'm going to just broadcast to updated. All right. Yeah, true. It only uses one socket, so it should be. All right. So the updated thing also getting through. I'm thinking here the thing. So I'm going to just rename this to now. It should go to la instead of oops, back edit blah did update here. Let's see the other, and it did update here. What? Wait. It did work here? All right, because I didn't update the value. What if I update it to 0 here? Should update to 996. That's quite amazing. Not sure why that's working. Like, I mean, let's debug. We got inspect binding to get all the variables. Edit. Let's do it. Make it 0 again. Save. All right, 0 and 0. Balance not found. Yo, Minjar, yo. Welcome back. Thanks for joining. Pretty late, guy, but thanks. So yeah, it's basically working because when it's trying to refresh that, it gives an error and then it fallbacks to actually remaking the request. That's why it's working. I was suspecting something was wrong. So yeah, this balance not found, updated transaction. So that's the message that got sent. So the problem is probably in here, right? Okay. Is it not balance? It is balance. All right. What's the catch? Not found in coins. Up. What's the name of it? Amount. Yeah, the problem is I was trying to get the transaction balance, but it's the transaction amount. So yeah, now it should not work. With my fix, it made it fail. It should made it fail, at least. So saving 9,000, still 0, although it's changed to 0 here. Right? So if I refresh, it gets refreshed. So yeah, as I suspected, this is not going to work. Mostly because the balance here, like I have to take out the previous value, like I have to take into consideration the previous value and the next value. So I'm not sure how should I do it. Like one way of doing it would be to also send here the previous transaction, or maybe the changes, maybe the change set, because then I have the previous transaction and the changes that got applied, because then I don't actually need to send the whole transaction. In your context where you broadcast. Yeah, I broadcast. I do on create transaction, and then when update transaction I broadcast here, right? You should do the logic there. Yeah. Like in here, I probably want also to accept the old value, right? So the transaction that was loaded before this one, I can send it like this. Yeah, I don't want to calculate it here because I wanted to broadcast pretty much everything and handle the calculation that I need to do in the live view, because it's the live view that actually knows the balance is shown there. Like the code here in the context, actually they don't when updating and creating the things, we are not sure what's the catch on the balance, right? So and broadcast to everyone. Yeah, maybe what I could do is to, because one thing here is this is going to become a message sent from one process to another, like one process to a lot of other processes, depending on how many concurrent customers are using your system, right? So yeah, it will be an extra query, but the thing is, maybe your idea is good in a sense that the way I did here, it's sending the whole transaction twice even, and you have to be extra careful on what you're sending through messages through processes, because a message from a process to another is a hard copy from that memory, so it costs a lot. So what you said, like for an update, it makes more sense to actually just send the changes instead of the whole transaction. But what we could do is to accept something like extra data, which is going to be an empty map by default, extra data, right? And then on the broadcast here, for created, I send what I do here is I have to do probably a case. And oh, the project. Oh, by the way, hey, Saucy, is that how you pronounce? Welcome. So I have to take out Joey. No, just kidding. Today, Juliana is getting him. So the project is this one here. Koins is called. It's a personal finance manager based on YNAB, the YNAB philosophy. If you're interested, also ynab.com. They're not paying me, but I love them, so that's why I show you free merchandise. If anyone from YNAB is watching, please tell them I love them, and if you could pay me too. Just kidding. But yeah, and my idea here is just to practice live view with more standard approach of a crude system, basically. So that's the idea. That's the project. And right now, what I'm doing in this project is to add the balance to the transactions page, because I just have the transactions. I just had the transactions list, but now I have the balance here on top too. So specifically right now, what I'm doing is to when of course it's not going to work here. FB broadcast 2 conflicts. All right, sorry. Results. Oops. And here I also ignore the old data. Actually, I think it's better if it was new, because I'm not going to merge it anything. Because new is smaller than an empty map, right? Is it size? Is it not? Size? Don't remember that. I know there's a function to actually check the size, the in-memory size. Interesting stuff. Got you in the background while I work today. Oh, hey, thanks, Mr. Waffles. Yeah, yeah. If you have any question, hop on and just ask in the chat. Hopefully, you can get something from my ramblings. Because live streams normally there's a lot of context in the screen that you can't get from just a voice. But yeah, thanks for watching in the background. Anyways, all right. So I'm going to send the extra data. Yeah, I was showing Sosi here. So what I'm doing is here, when I'm updating here, I save, it updates it here, but it doesn't update, it actually updated, sorry. But it updated because it refreshed the page, probably, yeah. And it refreshed the page because here on updated, now it sends like, it's a tree size tuple. Now, again, same, it updates here, but it oh, people, you come to Elixir World in Telegram. Oh, I think I'm not on Elixir World. Is it Elixir World? Let me see. Telegram, Elixir World. Is it on the forum or somewhere? Oh yeah, true. That's a good idea. Telegram bot. Unfortunately, you can't send the link there. It's not going to work, Adolfo. Twitch just cuts every link, if I'm not mistaken. Right. Me Elixir _ world. That's it. Let me just test it first. Allow. Yep. Join group. What's the caption there? I can't actually see. Is it V? No, 2. 2980. Is it a 0? No, captcha solved. So let me try it myself. So yeah, now you can click it. All right, so the Morphic Pro gave me a suggestion to actually enable the bug here. Is it socket? No. Live socket dot enable debug. This way, like every message sent through the live socket, the WebSocket used by the live view, is going to be printed there. So I'm going to do in here too. So if I click in here and save, nothing got sent here really. That's true. That's really cool. There are filters. True. Okay. So yeah, I got 2 updates, but the only updates in the actual minus save 0. Why is it working? It was not supposed to work. I didn't send the extra data, right? Oh, yeah, I can do that too. Yeah, true. Not sure where are the sockets. Which one is established? I guess this is the one, right? No, this is live reload. Yeah, this is the one. No, yeah, this is the WebSocket. Next bit, right? Because this has HTML over the wire. This one is just hey, reload. Not sure what's happening. Not sure why it's working. So I broadcast it, I handle it, and I update it. Let me edit this one to 0, and that shouldn't change the other one. Yeah, it did. All right. All right, it didn't change the other one because 0, it got the 0 here. So in here, it got the transaction balance. The transaction amount is 0, and I just updated the previous amount that was 0, adding the 0 that I updated. So that's not what I need to do. What I need to do, I need to actually get extra data here. From the extra data, I actually am going to send on the broadcast for updated. I'm going to send the difference, the amount, delta, right? And to do that, I'm going to actually have to error reason. What I'm doing here is because reason I want to also broadcast transaction, action, extra data, FB, broadcast, transaction, action, metadata, oops, extra data. Yeah, I don't like to do this here, like to pipe the repo insert that returns a result, like a result tuple, a return tuple. What I normally do in these cases is something like a with, okay, transaction, then I put it in here, and then on the do, I do broadcast, and then return the value, transaction. And I'm going to rewrite it this way because I don't like to do it that way. I don't like to match on okay something just because, right? Not sure if you got me. So yeah, the broadcast, even the broadcast got really, Minjar got a emoji, rage. Yeah, I'm working on adding emojis for you guys, and that return a different thing. Nope, you should return the same. Because broadcast now doesn't return anything, it just broadcasts. And with works in a way that if it doesn't match the left side here doesn't match, it's going to return whatever is returned by this right side here, right? So that's what with actually is going to do. That's what was being done inside the broadcast function, right? So that's why I didn't like it, because just by looking at the broadcast function, it looks like it was handle everything and do like it was kind of hidden inside that function how the error handling is going to happen. And here with the with, every time I see a with, I know what's happening here, right? So what I'm going to do just here is create transaction, do create transaction with the attributes to actually extract this, because it's ugly here. I love to have multi-line pipelines like this. Do create transaction attributes, and then actually what I'm going to do is to, okay, what does actually Phoenix .pubsub .broadcast returns? Oops, not broadcast error. Broadcast. What does this return? It always return okay or the error term. So yeah, I expect it to not fail too. Or actually, do I? I mean, if the pubsub failed broadcasting, it should still return something to the user, right? Shouldn't it? Like we shouldn't fail the function, because otherwise, of course, this is going to be applied anyway, and then an error is going to be returned to the user, and like saying, hey, it didn't work, but it actually worked. What didn't work was the broadcast. So yeah, I'm leaving the broadcast inside here and ignore the errors for broadcasting. Oh, actually, I'm using broadcast bang. Yeah, then user shouldn't actually know the broadcast failed. So I think I'm actually doing something wrong here. I shouldn't use the bang version. I shouldn't use the bang version. I think I should use the other version. What are the errors that could happen? So broadcast message given topic across the whole cluster, PubSub, the main of PubSub system, topic, message. A custom dispatcher may also be given for a fourth optional argument. See custom dispatcher in section. It doesn't say what errors could happen. But hey, if an error happened, I just don't care. Let it go. Let it go. Let it go. Oh my, that music is really... What I'm going to do here is the same I did for create. Here, oh, broadcast here, I need to send a transaction. And then with OK transaction to update transaction attributes do and oops, OK transaction. All right. So here the amount delta is basically the updated dot amount minus the transaction dot amount. Right? That's the difference between the new one and the last one. Yeah, I should do a chicken emoji. I actually, the emojis I chose are from Full Metal Alchemist. Not sure who actually watched that anime, but the idea is that the Elixir developers, some of them at least, call themselves alchemists because that's like Elixir is kind of an alchemist thing. They wanted to find the elixir of life, and that's why they use their chemicals there. So yeah, that's the idea. That's why I chose them. But yeah, as soon as I get more subscribers, like because I have to get 15 subscribers. Is that right? Yeah, I guess I have to have 15 subscribers to actually be able to have more emojis for people. To then I would add probably other crazy related emojis, or I can change one of the ones that I have right now to something else. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, there are multiple ways to play stuff in my. I mean, I'm pretty new to Twitch, right? So I'm starting, but so yeah. Every time I'm updating the transaction, I'm going to send the amount data with that. I'm broadcasting that extra data there, and in here on update, I know the amount delta is gonna come, right? So I do add the delta here. So if I update it from 0 to 3, the delta is going to be 3. So that's what I'm going to add here. To add here to the balance that's in the screen. So it should go. That should make it, right? Refreshed. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the negative value here. Oops, back, edit. The negative value, right? So it's going to be 0. And the other one should receive the update with the difference from the previous value to this one, which should be the negative value 2. So then it should be 0, 2. And it's not. Why? Because there was an error. Bad arithmetic expression. Right, I can't do that. I need to use money, right? Money dot, is it subtract? Money dot subtract. Subtract amount all right, that should be it. Now again I'm going to put 0, and now the difference is 9,000 plus, right? So I save it and it should update to 9,000, and here it should also update to 9,000. Update the 0 there. So if I put 3 here, it should update to 99 the end and 99 the end. Perfect. So yeah, the update is done. I sorted the list by creation date. So now what I should handle is the delete, but the delete was not handled in the other one too. But let's, like the example that Chris McCord did was not handled. So what I want here on the delete is to also transaction, but it doesn't matter actually. Does the repo delete return? Is it coins dot repo delete? What does it return? Okay, structure change set. Right, do end. Broadcast the actual transaction that got deleted and deleted, and it should return transaction. All right. So the thing now is that because I have it as a temporary assign, I'm not sure I can actually delete one of the items of the list and make that happen. So one of the forum posts that Adolfo sent me, right? Was it you, Adolfo? People here, Elixir on Telegram. Adolfo, is the ship repo real time regarding Christian tutorial. I guess that's it. Some of the missing code. So I think that's the one. No, not that. Where's ship repo? Deep dive. Twitter clone. Yep, needed to resolve the error. Is it this one? No, not this one. Clone repo, handle info for post deleted. Right, so post deleted. So I added timeline, delete post, add broadcast post deleted, and then handle info. It just fetches the whole post. So I necessarily add a proper handler to avoid the crash. But this locks up the process. It looks like a risk condition or something. Everything here is like the crash. Does this do the job? I'm not sure if repo delete is atomic, but repo transaction. It's like Timothy new on the lead post. Just to see your error message. Thanks for your suggestion, Sprout. So yeah, it looks like this guy basically reloads the whole thing. So what I'm trying to do basically is to handle deletion too, like to make the deleted, where is it? Basically to discover what I should do when I post, yeah, basically recalculate, but also delete it from the list, right? The problem, the recalculating it is pretty straightforward. Oh, sorry, I have to take the call here. Just a moment. Hey, we're back. Sorry, it was my wife. You know how it goes. You have to take the calls. So yeah, the thing about the deleted, recalculating the balance is the easy stuff because it's the same. What I'm in doubt is this part. Because basically I don't have the list of transactions anymore, right? I don't actually save it because I have them as temporary. Maybe they should not be temporary because then I could do something like delete by or something, right? Yeah, that's true. Like that's one option. But then I'm sacrificing a bit of my server memory for every user that has that, right? Because then I have the state both on the DOM and the assigns. And but anyways, I guess this looks better. Yeah, this looks better. But then I have also to remove the prepend there. Not sure if you all got the thing, but the idea is I had the temporary assign here because the transactions, I don't actually need the whole list of transactions always loaded on my live view on my server, right? I didn't actually because for every time, that's what's curious actually. Because how then it updates the DOM? Does it uses the ID field on the list? I don't know. Like here, does it use the transaction ID or something? It doesn't look like a field that it's because how does it update if that's yeah, but I'm not re-rendering the like let's roll back it here. My question is why does this work? Like when I get the update, why does this work? Because it's up. Right, it's showing more HTML in the DOM. Oh, sorry, the notification there. Showing more HTML in the DOM, not updating the DOM. Yeah, but then the thing is here. Completion error. Sorry. What is it? Function delta. Oops. Money subtract. It's the transaction dot amount, and this I'm going to comment just for now. Now it's unknown person, so I'm not taking that. There are no diff and Phoenix update preparing. Not sure if I got. What I want to show is why, if I update, for example, to 0, right? To 0, I go here and update it to blah. That's stuffs. And save in this session. The other session actually updates that element instead of prepending something. Do you got me? Not sure if you... So how that happens? Like if I don't have the temporary assigns, how does it actually identify like, hey, this is the actual table item that you should replace with this new DOM? Look at the handler of that update. Meaning here, right? This handler. Yeah, yeah, it should be around here, but because if I IO inspect this, it should be a list with only one transaction. Hey, knocky knock. Links are not, they're not going to work, but Mr. Tato, but why can't you update a transaction? Not sure what you mean, Devoto. All right, why updating this transaction? I mean, it's just starting, like, isn't that the point of a transaction? Yeah, it's a personal finance manager. It's not a bank account per se, you know. So maybe you just typed it wrong. So that's why you can update the transaction value or nodes, you know. That's the idea. Yeah, I'm not really interesting. All right. I was going to check the inspect here. So what I'm going to do is to change the to 0, for example. All right, queer. That's maybe why it's actually updating it correctly. Because it actually is. That's something on live view that's kind of a bummer. I'm not sure, because sometimes because of error, an error happens on your live view. Of course, it's an error, so the live view goes down, and because of that, the page is forced to refresh, and it looks to the user that everything worked well, right? I guess it's okay for the user, but for development purposes, it makes it a little strange. Like, so here what happened, like function clause error, no function clause matching on handle info. Why? Because the amount delta, what? The amount delta is the first thing sent? Amount delta money, blah, 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 updated new. Never mind. What's happening here is that the broadcast function for is wrong. Okay. That's why update was working before. That's what I mean, you know. I was just testing it. It looked, everything worked pretty well and the live view was working, but the live view per se was not actually working. What was working was the fallback to an actual refresh of the page when the live view get down, you know. So every time an exception happens, it gets to the root of live view, it doesn't get handled by a try catch. Live view is gonna die in the server, and because of that, live view actually forces a refresh on that page. And because of that refresh, it works, like it just works. Which is good for the user. So yeah, it was just remounting the page. That's why it was working. But I didn't realize that because I'm not always just checking my logs to see if, hey, there was something. Isn't there any like notice here? Like you should say something, hey, your live view broke in the console here at least. I don't know. So yeah, maybe that's a suggestion I could give Chris McCord, but I'm not sure if there's a better way to handle that. Call it a feature and move on. Yeah, it should be considered. It could be considered a feature, like it is a feature. It can false back and recover from failure. That's really cool, right? Yeah, watch the socket to see if you get message expected. Yeah, too. That's something you also can do. But then you have to be watching multiple places, you know. I don't think it's really like foolproof, you know what I mean? And I say foolproof because the fool am I, right? I am the fool one. So I'm updating it to 0 again, save. So 0 here, and then in here the 0 is okay. But what did I update? Sorry. I update queer, right? And it didn't update. Yeah, now it works because it's not working. now that's why I was confused. It was working because of the fallback, not because of the way I implemented. So yeah, updates. That's not the way to handle updates. Right? This is not the way to handle updates. No way this is going to work, because this is going to always just, as the transactions are temporary, it's going to reset the transactions to an empty list, every time a new, actually after mounting, right? So it's going to always be an empty list. So yeah, because of update and delete, I'm not setting them as temporaries. I'm leaving it on the assigns. And then for update, I'm going to go enum.map, or enum.map, it's automatic. Enum.update. Is that, come on. Is that a function, enum.update? No. Enum.replace? No. Basically, what I want is to get one of the items and replace this item to another one. Do you know what function would be that? We need a way to see other transactions, which can happen in the context if you don't want to manage this in the view, like swap. Yeah, swap only one. Swap? No, swap doesn't exist. It's basically take everyone until this, then replace this one and leave the tail. All right, let's go one by one. All, any, add, chunk, counts. Dedup, drop every, fetch. Fetch is going to just get them. Filter, find index, find value, find. Flat map, reduce, frequencies, group by, intersperse, into, join, map. But you can do that with a function, yeah, that's expensive, I know, but at least should not be that long, I guess, I don't know. The idea there is that we should have pagination here. Yeah, that's one more reason why you're right. I think just assign list transactions. Same in here. Like that should solve the problem already. But then it should not be prepended. All right. This works for sure because it's querying the DB again and going through, and that's it. I just wanted to not do that actually, but yeah, that's why the Twitter example was good, because you actually I'm not sure if you could update the tweets there, but anyways. Yeah, I guess that's it. I mean, it should. In here we could use, like, for example, enum.drop or .delete. Delete drop. Yeah, enum drop h. No, it's not drop. Enum dot. Oh, reject, right? I could reject. Yeah, I guess that's it. Let's. God, I need a new keyboard. Collect, reject. I need new fingers because I do that too. So I thought it was a keyboard, then I bought a very expensive one and it was not. So I strongly advise you to not trust it's the keyboard, but actually try to fix the fingers first. Anyway, I guess I'm going to call it a day for today, because yeah, the fingers are almost always the issue, as well as the user are almost always the issue of the stuff that we do, right? So the problem is not the technology, it's those you use. Communication is hard. No, you're wrong. Naming is hard. The problem of communication is naming everything. That's why communication is hard. So communication is naming to the power of naming. So it's meta naming. Yeah, that's it, guys. I guess let's call it a day. I'm going to commit this, and maybe next live. Let's format. maybe next live I'm going to try out the other idea there of instead of rebuilding the whole list every time, like requerying from the database every time you create or update the list, create or update any item on the list. We actually just replaced the one, but I don't know if that's a good thing because there's gonna be probably pagination in the future in that place. So yeah, the pagination actually could make it even better because then the pagination is going to limit it to 10 or 20 items. So going through a list of 10 or 20 items to delete or update the item if it matches the one they got deleted with it. So yeah, not use a sum query, maybe a whole separate query. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, let's leave it for next live stream. All right. So update live sync on update and delete actions. That's it. That's it. Do you guys have any question or thing you want me to talk about? Because we have some time still. Like I just don't want to program anymore. Don't want to. So Morphic Pro, do you use live view on a daily basis, or it's just for fun? Oh, cool. Yeah, that's cool. I wanted to actually. Yeah. You normally when you really like something, you do it for fun while working, right? That's the secret. You don't work. You're just playing. But cool. Morphic Pro. Let me see. Oh, yeah, Devoto. Thank you actually for watching. I mean, that's really cool. Personal creative digital metamorphosis. From web development to DevOps or photography. Interesting. Boycott the Republicans and stop working. That's a very opinionated blog post. So yeah. All right, this is your blog. Cool. Interesting live view blog. Distributed blockchain. For those of you that like, please check out the Morphic Pro blog. It looks like he has very nice ideas. Not into them that much, but hey, we are all free to talk whatever we want on our blogs, right? The snaps preload images before you go from image to image. Yeah, I know you mean U.S. Republicans. I'm just not into politics that much, and I'm not pretending I know what you mean by this. I really don't. Buy my NFT. What NFT do you have? I'm selling my images via NFT contracts. Snaps. Oh, that's really instant. Like, so say the snaps preload images before you go from image to image. All right, so like this, it's preloading in the background, or what? Not sure what you mean. Oh, navigate via the buttons. Cool, that's pretty cool, man. And these are really cool photos. Are you the photographer of? Cool. Looks pretty neat. Oh, all right. So you use NFT to sell these photos. Oh, 0.25 Ethereum. I don't have that much Ethereum. Not even if I have that much money in my account right now. Cool, that's cool, man. I mean, I don't really know how NFTs work right now. Oh, $50 something. So yeah, I do have that money. That's cool. NFTs looks like a very nice thing. I'm not sure if they are here to stay forever, but yeah, I didn't study that much. But I like the concept of digital ownership of stuff. So it's a scam. No, no, I don't think it is. Meme for sale. Yeah, that probably is not something really worth it. I mean, what was the image that was worth like $68 million or something? Was that? Not sure if that's how much a digital. It's not a copy like the original, right? So a digital thing worth that much. Yeah. Cool, cool. Yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you, Morphic Pro, for this huge amount of comments. And yeah, really enjoyed talking to you guys today and doing this. So hopefully I see you next time. Uh, I got a Doji meme NFT that I paid Doji with. Didn't really. That's a joke. Yeah, yeah. Probably the Doji meme NFT is going to be really expensive. Like, not sure if it's for sale now, but uh, whoever did that or sold that really paid a lot, or is going to sell that for a lot of money in the future. I'm sure, like a lot of crazy people want to pay a lot of money for a lot of dumb stuff. But hey, who am I to judge? Like, I probably spend money with things that you consider dumb too. So yeah, that never changes. Right, right, guys. Thank you so much. So that's it for today. And hopefully, let me see if there is anyone I could send you to. Like, how many of you are there? Seven? Like, yeah, seven people. Do you want me to raid you somewhere? Twitch TV. Is there anyone live? Is there anyone live? My following guys there. So only devs podcast. Yeah, let's send you there. Oh, this guy. He's really crazy. Not sure if you. He's a friend of mine. In actually, he's a really close friend of mine, but that's Portuguese. But I'm off to my own code for a bit. Yeah, yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna send you to mastermind you, but if you don't want, just disconnect there. Yeah, mastermind you. And see you. Bye bye.